So tell me how you actually got into skincare. I know you've been in the beauty industry for 5 years. So how did that come about? Was that something you've always wanted to do?
So yes and no. So my journey, so I've got a degree in journalism and English literature. So initially I wanted to be a presenter,
Yep.
that's kind of where I started. And then after that I got into makeup. So
Mhm.
then I was interested in makeup and doing people's makeup. And
Yeah.
then I was going to clients, I started noticing that a lot of clients actually had really problematic skin, and they wanted to obviously put the makeup so that you can cover it up and make them look glamorous and everything. Then I really started noticing, I started thinking to myself, you know what, it's all good paying for makeup, but what about the skin that you see day to day? The makeup, you're going to wear it, you're going to look nice, the night is good, you're going to have fun, party, everything. Then you go home, and you get what I mean? So after that, you go back to your normal skin. So from that, I'm thinking, I want to get into skin. And also my own skin was okay, but I wanted to perfect my skin. So I started little by little. And you know what? The funniest thing is, so the Harley Medical Group, what led me there, if I'm really, really honest with you, is that I wanted treatments for myself.
Mhm.
Then I also have suffered from sideburns. I'm a really hairy person, and I'm
Mhm.
sure you've probably seen some aunties that have, beards and facial hairs, and especially for us African women,
Yeah.
it's something that is quite normal. So I really kind of wanted to deal with that.
Yeah.
So to the Harley Medical Group, I
Mhm.
started treatments myself. I started, my knowledge started growing of the industry. And as a receptionist, lots of Black clients would come to me and ask me for advice. But at the time, I didn't really have much knowledge, so I would give them some advice, but it wasn't anything that was too thorough because myself, I was still quite new. But what
Mhm.
I is that they could have spent a good hour having a consultation with someone else. Then after that hour, they come to reception, they see me, and they ask me, "Is it really going to work?" And and you know what? Sometimes I was like, yeah, it's going to work. But there were times when I was like, you know what? Honestly, it's okay. It's going to do something, but you might not see what you want it to do. So I was quite honest. And then from there, my manager kind of saw that, there was a bit of an interest in me, and I was also interested in skin. So then we started kind of climbing up from there. I started training and training. And then from there, my passion has just grown. There's so much in the industry. I've worked with like dermatologists and plastic surgeons.
Wow.
So it has always been a really big thing for me. And I've seen what it can do for people's lives. You can
Mhm.
see when I was working with a dermatologist,
Yeah.
take notes and stuff,
Mhm.
there throughout the whole consultation. So you kind of follow the person's journey. So I was there initially when you would meet the person and they're very shy, they're like, oh, hi, this is my problem, blah, blah, blah. And then see, as their skin is improving, suddenly it's like they're a whole different person. I remember there was one client in particular, final treatment, her final goal, I
Yeah.
was surprised. She was like a whole different person. When she stepped into the room, you know that someone has stepped into the room. It's not like before where she would just be, So from there, it's just my passion, something that's grown in me. And it's something, with skin, when you look at someone's face, I mean, even it's really sad to say, but you do judge them to an extent. You look at them and you're looking at their face and you're thinking, oh, this person has nice skin. Or sometimes you're looking and thinking, oh gosh, did this person really wash their face today? So for me, it's something that I hold close to my heart. Like, I know that it can change someone's life. And it's something that if I can help to improve it, then why not? So even with my clients, my sister always makes me laugh because my sister, she's a lawyer. So she's the complete opposite. I'm like a, and she's the one that's a bit harsh. And sometimes I'm like, you know what, there's this client, she's coming all the way from Croydon. Can I give her a discount? And she's like, why? Because she's coming from Croydon. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, it's a service at the end of the day. And I mean, if it was down to me, I'll be giving freebies left, right, and center because it's not a job. It's something that I'm really passionate about. But that's what has brought me to where I am today.
Wow, wow, that is amazing. I'm seeing all the comments, people saying good skincare really boosts your confidence. What made you start your own business? whereas you had, I believe you still have links. So let me say that, whereas you were working with such a top class.
I'm still there part-time, and then
Okay.
I own business part-time. So what kind of made me want to start my own thing is being able to give people who don't have knowledge about certain treatments the chance to know that it's there, so that I know are good and can work. Being able to give maybe an A-star treatment to someone who might not have been exposed to that, if that makes sense. And then also just another thing that made me want to start my business is the fact that I noticed that there was a need. Me working where I worked, I just noticed that a lot of people of color would come to me to ask me for my advice, kind of like whatever I would say they would listen to, because obviously we have the same background. So that made me think, you know what, we're offering some good stuff. We were offering good stuff at the time. I also wanted to be able to bring something different to the plate.
Let's get straight into skincare. So as I was saying before, I've heard some of the maddest things. Someone's told me to mix sugar. It was honey and ginger. They told me mix it, let it become like paste, and then put it on your face. And I thought, yeah, this is it. It's gonna work. I did it. Next day when I woke up, I said, Jesus, who sent me?
Oh no.
It was crazy. And obviously, as you can see, I think I messaged you before that me and you need to sort this out, because I don't understand. Growing up, I had like clear skin, so I don't know what happened. So please, let's debunk some skin myths. What are the 3 do's and don'ts of skin, would you say?
What are the do's and don'ts? Right. First of all, I think one thing that everyone needs to understand is skin. Everyone's skin is different. So it's not one size fits all. And that's what I kind of really take pride with my own company. I really do take time to understand the problem with your specific skin, because something that might work for you might not work for me. Something that can be amazing for someone else can probably make me burn my skin if I've got delicate skin. So that's one thing that I think people need to understand. First of all, you need to get to know your skin. Do you have sensitive skin? Do you have oily skin? Do you have dry skin? That matters. If you're someone who has sensitive skin, what I can use on my face that will be perfectly fine, you will not be able to use because your skin is really sensitive. On that note, would you say that you've got dry skin? What skin type would you say you have? Is it oily, oily T-zone, or?
Do you know what? I think I have dry skin, because when I was younger, I had eczema. So to an extent, I have dry skin. Yeah.
It's good to know that, because a lot of the time as well, I think something that a lot of people don't understand is if your skin is dry and potentially extremely dry, you could be prone to eczema. So it's good that you know that. Someone like you who has dry skin, you would want to go for stuff that's hydrating. So you would want to go for hydrating moisturizers. And in terms of cleansers, you would want to go for mild cleansers, not anything that's too foaming, that kind of stuff. With regards to acne, so would you say you've been breaking out recently, or have you been breaking out for some time? There is adult acne, which I'm sure you're kind of aware of. It's kind of weird because it's becoming something, it's a bit more normal in this day and age to have adult acne due to the life that we live in the UK. We're stressful. We don't necessarily have the time to look up. So lifestyle, first of all, let's talk about lifestyle alone. Before COVID, everyone is too busy. You're just busy. Your life is just, you're walking. Our life generally already, we are busy people. We are not necessarily friendly people. You get on the train, everyone is barging each other, blah, blah. Then there's pollution. We live in a country where there's a lot of pollution, which is damaging to the skin. Then there's also UV rays. Even though one might not necessarily be out, there are UV rays that over time will damage your skin. So when we get on the trains, there's pollution, there's impure air. So there's those factors to already think about. Then after that, the food that we eat, how processed it is. Are we really eating organic food? So that is lifestyle alone. So how about your own lifestyle? How is it doing?
No, I'm not even gonna lie. When you started talking about food, I said, yep, this is it. She's knocking on my door.
Before we even get to anything, so there's lifestyle, and then also some people are lactose intolerant, they don't know it. Some people, nuts and all of that stuff, and sweets can also make them break out. And then after that, we come in skincare routine, have a good skincare routine, if one at all. And then even after that, which products are you even using? Are you using the correct products? there's lots of high street products
Yeah.
are okay, but then with high street products you have to be careful because you don't know the concentration that you're getting. They might tell you that it's X amount, but then you're not really buying X amount that ingredient. So when products, you also need to make sure that you're going somewhere where you know that it's authentic, you're getting the concentration that you need to get.
You've given us a list of things that, you know, attribute to our skincare. But the question was, what are the 3 do's and don'ts of skin or skincare?
Do not sleep with makeup. Do not touch your face. Now, one thing that people have no idea that they are so guilty of is touching their skin. Touching. Our hands obviously go everywhere. We touch everything and stuff, and you just don't know. There might be bacteria. Your hands might not necessarily be clean, so don't always be touching your skin every minute. I remember one time I was in a consultation with a client. Patient lasted for approximately just 15 minutes. It was just before the treatment. I always like to, you know, speak to them, explain everything. 15 to 20 minutes, and within that time I think I counted at least 30 times that she touched her face. And even when she finished talking, I was like, can I just tell you one thing? You touch your face. She was like, yeah, so basically and and I was like, oh, like don't be touching your skin all the time. Like if you can, like avoid that, because you just don't know how, you know, sometimes if your hands are dirty, it could irritate your skin with makeup. And I would say third one, don't replace cleansers with wipes. A lot of people get that twisted, including myself. When I was young, after a night out, I would literally just use wipes, wipe my face off, and then I think as long as there's no more makeup on the wipes, I would think that's enough, and then I'll go to sleep. But one thing that you don't know is, even though the wipes cleans the surface, it doesn't really go as deep as your pores. And sometimes with spots and acne, the whole thing with acne and spots is clogged pores. So different people, depending on for different reasons, genetics, hormones, you produce more oil in your glands. So it's the overproduction of sebum in the gland, and then so you already produce a lot of oil, and then every human being, we have a lot of dead skin that just sits on the surface of the skin. So sometimes even if you scratch, you might notice that there's just a bit of a flake that comes off. So it's normal. A lot of people have dead skin that's just sitting on top. That dead skin plus the bacteria that you're causing, it all then clogs up, and that then is what can produce spots. So you're thinking, if you're wiping your face with a wipe, it's not going deep enough to clear your pores. And also someone who might be acne prone or who might have oily skin, your glands are a lot more deeper. So a wipe is not going to, unless if you're trying to pierce a hole and pull the wipe inside, like it's not gonna do the job. It's not enough. So I would say those are the 3 don'ts. And then the 3 do's, I would say do have a skincare routine, because a skincare routine is really important. A lot of people, I think, kind of forget. So your skincare routine is what you do every day, if not every other day. You can do it AM, PM, or just AM. If you have a good skincare routine, you can already get your skin to a good enough place without having to see any doctors or any dermatologists. So do have a good skincare routine. And then I would say drink lots of water. Water is really good for your skin. You need to be drinking, well, you know what, you're so good. Me, I have orange. So lots of water. Because your skin is also a result or a reflection of what is going on inside your body. And then this is not really a skincare do, but I would say do love yourself. If you love yourself, then you'll put more effort in after yourself, and you'll feel better about yourself, which means you won't be as depressed, you won't be as sad, you will smile more. And when you smile more and you laugh more, you trigger off some hormones that are really good for the skin, really collagen. So it's not really a skincare one, but it's something that I would say it's a bit of a personal one. So yeah.
Amazing. All right, so let's talk about skincare routines. Give us some tips and tricks. First of all, I want to ask you two things I want to ask you. The first one is tea tree oil, because I've heard so many things about tea tree oil. I tried to use it once, not gonna lie to you, I didn't dilute it. Yeah, it taught me a lesson. My skin was burning. I said, wow, is this what girls go through? I'm not interested. I said, And then the second one is apple cider vinegar. Those are the two that I hear about a lot. So please talk to me about those two first.
So tea tree oil is okay. Again, like you said, you didn't dilute it, so it probably might have burnt your skin. And if you're someone who has sensitive skin, your skin might not be able to tolerate it. It's quite harsh, but it's good for people who are acne prone and who have oily skin, as long as you are diluting it correctly. I would say it's good because it helps to kill bacteria. It helps with inflamed spots. So if you have some spots that are quite inflamed, it helps with inflammation. But again, I wouldn't put it out there that go and buy a tea tree oil, because someone who might have sensitive skin might not be able to tolerate it. And you know what, the apple cider one, I'm gonna be honest with you, myself, I haven't actually tried it, because myself, I'm actually too scared. I've heard good and bad things. I've heard that it has helped some people, again then the complete opposite, where it's made people break out with a rash. So that one I can't really give you my input, because I don't have my own opinion, because I'm too scared, if I'm honest with you, try it. Some people are crazy. Some people are willing to do things that, you know, you have to be careful. I know that brown sugar is really good. Brown sugar is good. It has some antioxidants. It helps to exfoliate the skin. It helps to give you a really nice glow. It has to be brown sugar, because the components that are in brown sugar are not in white sugar. So white sugar and brown sugar, I know, is really good if you just want to give yourself a nice thorough cleanse. Another thing that is really good is pure olive oil gel. Olive oil is really good. It's got some healing components. It's got some brightening components. It's a really good all-round. It's good, like if you if you've got skin that is quite sensitive, it's quite good.
Okay, so when you were talking about tea tree oil, you said to dilute it. What would you recommend diluting tea tree oil with? Because evidently I didn't, so, and I know it didn't work because I didn't dilute it.
You
But
can
what
just
would
dilute
you
it with
recommend
water.
diluting
Just
it with?
dilute it with water. So you can maybe like have a pot of water, and then you can put a few drops in it. And if you wanted to wipe it on your face, you could then put a cotton pad in there, and then you can put it over your face, or you can just put it in the problematic areas. So that's the best way that I would say to go about it.
Okay.
Do you have a skincare routine?
I do, you know, I do. So I use a face mask. Yep.
Before we even go to face masks, like in the morning, what do you do to your skin? You wake up.
So I wake up, I wash my face. I use everything I use right now is by Simple. So I have a Simple facial wash. So I use that. Then I use the Simple toner, and then I use the Simple light moisturizing cream. But now that you said it, I think I might need to get the hydrating moisturizing cream instead. But yeah, that's what I use. Because the light one, I still feel like my face is dry sometimes. So I'm just like, is it working or not? Yeah.
And then with the products, would you say that when you use it, do you see a difference? Like, does your skin look brighter after? Does it look better? Or is it just you've used it and you're like, it kind of thing? Yeah, keep going.
Not gonna lie to you, so kind of thing. But I recently found there is a product by, I think it's Clean and Clear, and it's called the Breakfast. It's a yellow tub, and it's like the breakfast. And
yes, well done.
Yeah.
So off of your own routine. So Simple is good, but it's very gentle. It's very mild. So I'd say it's good for people who have already good skin, not much skin problems, and just want to kind of refresh their skin. It's not something that I would recommend, or that I would say for someone who maybe has acne scars or dark marks or acne, because Simple is not strong enough to give you that kind of push that you need. So it's good. But then also, I don't believe it has really much brightening components as well. So yeah, the Clean and Clear one is really good. That brightening one with beads. I use that even sometimes. My husband uses it, and that's funny enough. That's how I even came across it, because one day suddenly he was now also doing this skincare routine. It's like, oh wow, okay, hello. So that's kind of how I came across it, and I like it. But for me, I do find that it gives me a bit of a tingle sometimes. So yeah, so it's good, but again, for me, I wouldn't use it all the time. I'll use it once in a while. So yeah, when it comes to skin, you really need to know what works for you. Trust me, that is so important, because you can't come and kill your skin literally just because you heard that Marie is using XYZ. So you now went to get XYZ. Like, you really have to be careful, honestly. Really, one thing I try and tell people, because even sometimes when people come to get their treatments done with me, they'll probably say that they've seen that their friend had this treatment, worked really well, and then when I'm now proposing something else, they're looking at me like, oh, okay, why? But it's like, you know, you have different concerns. It's not one size fits all.
Okay, so now let's move to exfoliating and exfoliate and face masks.
Exfoliating and face masks, hell yes, you know, the emoji thumbs up. So hell yes. So one thing that I'm really keen on is people using toners. Toners are really good because they're a daily form of exfoliating. And I was trying to explain as well earlier, I was saying that just naturally the way that our skin is, we have a lot of dead skin sitting on the surface. So that I try and explain it is like, our skin is made out of, like, let's say a few layers. And this layer here is literally just dead skin sitting on top of your skin. So daily X kind of help you remove that layer, which already gives you nicer fresh skin. So that's why toners are really important, because toners are good. They help to minimize your pores if you're someone who has large pores. And even when you wash your face, you can wash your face with a cleanser, but then when you go back in with a toner, you'll notice that there will still be some dirt on that toner. So a toner is a form of exfoliation, and I am a big fan of exfoliating, but then you shouldn't also overdo it. I love face scrubs. Face scrubs, I think, are really good for you to use maybe once or twice a week, not over it, because sometimes over exfoliating your skin can also dry out your skin. And also sometimes if you dry out your skin too much, your skin will try and make up for the dryness that is there by overcompensating and producing even more oil. So you kind of really have to balance it out. So sometimes some people they think that because they have oily skin, they need to wash with this salicylic acid, they need to put this acid there, they need to do this, do that, blah blah blah. But sometimes they don't know that doing all of that actually interferes with your pH and your skin barrier, and it can actually expose your skin and make your skin a bit worse at times. So I'm a big fan of toners, which is a form of exfoliating. I'm a fan of scrub, well, as long as you use twice a week, nothing more, not every single day. I'm a fan of those. I love exfoliating. Like, you will just notice, like, when you scrub your skin well, and then you look in the mirror, you just, you know, you're like, oh, hello. Even with my clients, I know this is really bad, but like, I get so excited. Like, you know, when sometimes, like, there's some clients that I see, and even before I start the treatment, from looking at them already, I can see that there's a bit of flaking. I can really see that there's some dead skin there. So it's quite exciting, because like, by the time I finish scrubbing, you're gonna be so happy.
The joy in your voice as you said that. Wow. No, that's amazing. Okay, so with exfoliating, how often should we do it? One. And question number two, what should we use on our face? Is it better to use a flannel or the African sponge?
Okay, good question. So if you're exfoliating, depends. So I would say maybe 2 or 3 times a week. I feel like the African sponge is a bit too harsh. You know, the glove, I think that I like the glove. So I do encourage some clients. I mean, as long as you're not overdoing it, because this is the thing about us Africans. I feel sometimes we feel like if we only feel like something has worked if we've overdone it. So with that glove, I literally tell people, just with one finger only, when you put your soap on, you can put some on that one finger. Excuse my nails, guys, COVID. So with that one finger, you will then get and then you can just do that. You can go in the corner here, done. Not how I've seen my husband do it. I think one time when I saw him do it, I was like, wow, that's new. The whole entire glove. Oh, definitely. I would say gloves. If you can exfoliate with anything, a glove and one finger, or even 2 fingers. You can literally 2 fingers, but please not the whole entire hand.
Thank you, thank you. Mama said, Elsa, you give the best advice, and
Oh, much. Thank
you've been
you.
given great advice. And then I remember earlier when I said face mask, she scared, ooh, we'll come to it. So talk to me about face masks. The only one I use is there's one I think is from Superdrug, and it's the black face mask. To be honest, I'll be very, very honest with you, yeah. I don't even know why I use it. I just use it because I've used it once and it felt nice in it. So from then I just start to use it. But me personally, I don't see anything that it's doing. I just use it.
Is it the one that peels off after? Yeah. How do you find that one?
It's cool, but I left it on one time here for a bit too long. Said never again.
You know what? That one, I like it, but then I'm also a bit because I've had my personal experience similar to you where I left it on a bit long, and then when it came for the time of taking it off, I literally was in pain, and you know, I had to rip off, and my skin was really red after actually, and then the day after I broke out with a rash. So our skin kind of has a defense barrier, which is why it's not good to over exfoliate, because if you over exfoliate, you then take off that barrier, which is what protects our skin from pollution and other stuff. So I'm a fan of face masks to an extent. You have to use them all them. That black, I think the black charcoal mask is quite good on the nose. So if you're someone who has a build up on your nose, it's quite good to put it on the nose, because where you have more sensitive skin. I like hyaluronic acid masks. I don't know if you've heard of that. Hyaluronic acid is something that we already produce ourselves in our body, and a form of protein. It's got vitamins inside, and the mask itself is kind of clear. I'm sure you've seen it. It's like a sheet mask. You've probably seen celebrities walking around with, well, not walking around, but it's like a sheet mask. So if you think of like maybe a sheep, so that one is really good because it's hydrating, it's nourishing, it's got lots of vitamins, vitamin C. So I like those kind of masks. There are some good mint masks as well for people who are acne prone. Mint is also good for killing acne causing bacteria. So it just depends on the type of mask that you're using. So yeah, I'm a fan to an extent, as long as you don't overdo it. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. And I know we're nearly done. We have about 8 minutes. So before I let you go, could you please talk to me about some of the skincare routines that you do with your business, Elsthetics? Because I have seen some online. Some of them look so fun. I just see you, it's like you're playing with people's faces, and then there's the steam thing, and that's the one that I'm trying to come in for. That's
Don't worry.
I want to come in for. But yeah, talk to me about some of the treatments that you do, how it works. Let's use acne for example, because I know a lot of Black people are now experiencing adult acne. So yes, please.
So with treatments, there's lots of treatments, but let's focus on acne, like you said. So with acne prone skin, the best treatment that I would say is, I don't know if you've seen something that's called high frequency. So it's basically, I did it on Bissy actually. I don't know if you saw. So it's basically like an electrical electrode, which helps kill bacteria in the skin. So that is really good because it clears up pimples, it deals with inflammation, and it also helps to kill bacteria. It helps to reduce swelling. So that is really good. It's called high frequency. So that's the machine itself. So it's like a small electrical current that you can zap. And when you zap, it breaks into the skin and goes deep. The way that I try to explain things is, if you think of a sandwich, you've got the bread, you've got the lettuce, and then you've got the bottom bread. So a lot of stuff that we use literally is touching the top bread, but with that high frequency, it zaps straight through to like the bottom layer of which is where everything happens underneath here. So that's really good for acne. And then the green peel as well. Green peel is something that I do. It's natural herbs. So the green peel is made out of natural herbs, and it's got lots of herbs inside there that have antibacterial agents and that will help to renew your skin. So for someone who has acne, I would combine that. It's a scrub, and it's really good. It's really healing. It's really soothing. It deals with lots of different problems, discoloration, black marks, scars. There's different strengths depending on what you need. So I like to do the high frequency and then do the green peel, and then just to make sure that I've really taken care of everything, I would like to also add something that's called LED light therapy. So LED light therapy, I don't know if you've seen, but it's something that you sit under, and it's kind of like a light, like you're sitting underneath a light. So that has different kind of lights that go through to different penetrations of the skin. So like I was saying, layers. So that LED light is able to pass through to the most bottom layer of the skin to kill the problem from underneath. So you've got your high frequency that will probably deal with the first two layers. Then you've got your LED light that will do the bottom layer. And then you've got the green peel that will naturally just give you a nice refreshing cleanse and antibacterial. So yeah, that's one of the treatments that I offer. But you know, when it comes to me and treatments, I kind of like to not break the rules, but I kind of like to step out a bit. So with dark skin, our skin, we have something called melanocytes, which is the melanin production. So we produce a lot of melanin in our skin, which is what us our color. So because we produce a lot of melanocytes, our skin is quite firm and is quite strong, which is good because it takes us long to age, but also bad because our skin is like, you know, it's a bit resistant. It's like a fight. Whereas with lighter skin, you can do something and, you know, you'll take it nicely. Whereas our skin, you're doing everything you need to do and your skin's just looking at you thinking, for real, do you think that's going to really do the job for me? So with our skin, I like to take some risks because our skin can take it. You know, something that I can do and even within black skin, there's different ranges. Lighter skin tones take different things. Tones can take different things. There's something that I can do on a dark skin tone that is really quite aggressive that will help. And then with a lighter skin tone, it might be too aggressive. So yeah, in terms of events for acne, high frequency LED light therapy and the green pill, I would combine those so that it kind of touches on every single element possible when it comes to acne.
So apart from acne, okay, what would you say are the most treatments that you do for black people or people of color? Because I'm guessing, you know, you have other Asian people come to you and all sorts. So what are the most treatments that people of color come to you for?
So it would be the green pill. The green pill is something that is really popular for people of color, just because of the strength. It's quite strong, but you can also alter it so that it's not too strong. So that's one of the main treatments that I would say. But all of my treatments include the nice cleansing and the theme. Like I include that in all treatments. I like to prepare the skin. I like to cleanse the skin. I like to do extractions. I like to really give the skin a nice thorough cleanse so that by the time we get to the green pill or by the time we get to the important part of the treatment, your skin is ready to receive it because it's been cleansed and everything. So it's kind of, so the products are not just going to sit on the layer of the skin. It's going to really penetrate as deep as possible because the skin is ready to receive it, basically. Yeah.
Wow, that is so amazing. Thank you so much. Just before I let you go, please let the viewers know how they can get a hold of you if they want to book a session, a consultation, or any treatments. How do they get a
direct message me on Instagram. If you send through photos of your skin and what your skin concerns are, I kind of do a mini consultation then already. And then I also have been offering telephone consultations for £10. If you want like a skincare routine, then we can go through it quite thoroughly. So that I do that over the phone. For now, you can just drop me a message and go from there.